The world that we live in is filled with people that are talented and they're smart and they're capable. But the success of those people is not reserved for talent.
Most pilots don't understand what career opportunities are available in the world of aviation. They're making career decisions based on advice from friends or posts on internet forums, meaning they are taking huge risks with their livelihood without having all the details. This podcast was created to help you understand the aviation industry so you can find your dream job. Let's get ready for Pushback. Here's your host and my dad, Nick Fialka.
Hey, pilot, welcome back. It's another solo show. You've got ready for Pushback. You've got Nick Fialka. I hope your day is full of flight time, and maybe you are listening to this on your way to the airport or your way home from the airport. I hope so. I hope it is a great day. And I have been chewing on episodes like I normally do. And one of the things that just recently happened yesterday, I want to share with you because it happened to my son. My son is 12 years old. His name's Farasati. And I've spoken about him before, right? He is just a great kid. He's nice. He's sweet. He's just extra nice kid. And we've moved a few times as he's been growing up, maybe like 7 times, and he's 12. So a lot of times. And so we haven't really been in a place until just recently when we moved to this house where we're going to be here for a long time. And so when we lived in Texas and California, as he was little, like 8 years old and a little older, he got into mountain biking. We used to go ride trails all over Texas and all over California. And we moved here to Atlanta and he joined a mountain bike team, which is awesome. It's sanctioned through a larger system of schools, so it's pretty well organized. Well, I tell you all that to tell you that now we're in 7th grade and it's science fair day. Their science fair, I don't know, time frame? What is that? Whatever the time frame is for science fairs, we're there. And he was chewing on what to do for a science fair project. He tossed around a whole bunch of ideas that just were okay. They were all right. Some were better than others. But he started talking about wanting to do something having to do with mountain bike. And I thought that was pretty neat. And so we talked about it, we chewed on it, and we came up with this idea of maybe testing friction and acceleration in bicycle wheels. Now, please bear with me. I am not a physicist. I'm a pilot, and I'm barely good at that. So you're going to have to give me a little grace here because I don't know what I'm talking about. So we want to measure these things. I actually reached out to some physicist friends who have helped us figure out these math problems. But one of the things we need to do is what are we going to test? So we came up with, he's got a partner and they worked together. They wanted to test the wheels of a bicycle and we only had one set of wheels. And he asked how to get another set of wheels, like a nice set of wheels. And they're like $1,500+ for a nice set of wheels. And, I'm not going to throw that money down. He decided he wanted to reach out to these bicycle wheel manufacturers and see if they'd let him borrow a set of wheels to do this test. And he wrote letters. Let's see. He wrote more than 10 letters, handwritten letters, each one, to companies like SRAM and oh man, I don't even remember the names of these companies. SRAM's like the biggest one, the biggest organization. Santa Cruz, they make wheels, like a bunch of wheel manufacturers. And he mailed them off. He doesn't have computers or things like that. So he literally put them in the mailbox, mailed them off. And he mailed them off. And a few weeks later, I actually got an email from a company called We Are One Composites, which is located in Canada. And one of the engineers there emailed me and said, listen, I read your son's letter. This is such a fun idea. We would love to be part of this project. And this guy, he and I went back and forth, probably 10, 15 emails where he was asking me specifics about this bike that my son is riding. And he literally built a custom set of carbon fiber wheels to fit my son's bike exactly. And he mailed them to us, and we are going to do the test with these amazing wheels. And you know what's cool is when my son wrote this letter, he's not asking for free wheels. He is literally asking to borrow the wheels, and he's going to use his money that he has made this summer mowing yards to ship those wheels back. And that is the agreement. So we're going to go do that. And you're like, man, we're 5 minutes in this conversation. What in the hell is Nick talking about? What does this have to do with being a pilot? And some of you are sitting there thinking, I know exactly what he's talking about, because I am so proud of my son for reaching out and taking a risk. He doesn't know these people. They're grown-ups. He's a child. He's writing these letters, being very straightforward, asking for a big ask. And you know what? 90% of the people that he talked to turned him down and said no or ghosted him. But that little 10% speck of opportunity from We Are One Composites, you've never seen a kid more excited. The kid, like, he can't believe it. He's everything he's talking about. He just wants to look at him. He wants to touch him. He wants to spin him. They're amazing. They're carbon fibers. They're amazing. Anyway, he's over the moon, but I'm so over the moon because he did the thing that was hard. He had a dream. He had an aspiration. He had a goal, and he achieved that because he's willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do. He's taking that extra step. He works harder, and he stands up to adversity and oversteps his fears to succeed. And that's where you are as a pilot, because your success as a pilot, when you're building time, when you're leaving the military, when you are going from job to job, trying to get to that dream airline that you want to be at, your success does not come easy, and it does not come quick. The world that we live in is filled with people that are talented and they're smart and they're capable. But the success of those people is not reserved for talent. Success happens because you want to push past your comfort zone. You want to embrace the things that are hard. Think about this little boy that pushed past, right? Like, he doesn't even have good handwriting. I made him rewrite those letters like 3 or 4 times, and they were a full page, and he signed his name at the bottom. He addressed the envelopes. He put the stamps on them, all the things. And he overcame adversity to do this, to be able to just have this opportunity. And where are you? Where are you going and doing the things that nobody else is doing? Because someday, if you do that, you are going to get to the place that you really want to be. You'll get that job, and you'll be beyond thankful. And one day, you're going to be flying through the clouds. You're going to be at like 35,000 feet. And I want you to remember that the reason you were in that cockpit isn't just because you wanted it. It's because you worked for it. And you did what others wouldn't do. You were up early and you got home late. You made agreements with your spouse to do the hard things. You flew on the weekends. You missed soccer practice and mountain bike races and all the things because you were trying to make your family better and make yourself better. And people often think people look at these major airline captains and they think it's like some glamorous thing and like this big successful thing, but it doesn't start there, right? It starts with the grind. It starts with the work. It starts with the preparation. The things that you're doing when nobody else is around before you get to step into that airliner, like those hours of working and practicing and doing interview prep and getting your hours and all the things, right? That's where you push your limits, and that's where success happens. And I want you to rise to that. And I want you to focus on that. I want you to know that your persistence is paying off. You may have spent this whole year going to pilot hiring conventions or meeting recruiters wherever you could, or reaching out on LinkedIn, or whatever it is and got nowhere. Well, this year is just about over, so it's time to look for 2025 because that's your year. So the next time you have this choice and you get to choose the easy day where you just don't do anything, or where you go and bang out a ton of hours, or you do spend time doing interview prep and doing the precision interview coaching with my team at Spitfire, like all those things, you can choose to do it or you can choose to take the day off. And if you choose to push harder, network more, be a better friend, be a better communicator, like those are the things that you can work on to make yourself better, to give yourself the edge. So keep pushing and keep climbing, and always, always, always be willing to do what others won't do. That's where you win. That's where you succeed. Look at this little 11-year-old boy making it happen for himself. That's your focus. That's your drive. So go out there and make it happen for yourself and work hard and be in the trenches. That's where you are. That's where I want you to be. And tell me you are. Let me know, and I will celebrate you as well. And that's it. So go out there and work your ass off. I'll see ya. All right, pilots, that's a wrap on this episode. And I know what you're thinking. You need to make yourself a little bit better. So how do you make yourself a little bit better? You tighten up your resume. So here's what I want you to do. Go over to my website, spitfireelite.com/podcast, and you can download my free resume template. It is literally my resume that you can download and you can put your own skill sets in. It is tight, it is organized, and it's the perfect pilot resume. It's just something I like to do for the pilot group, and it is free to you. So go over there, spitfireelite.com/podcast, and download your free resume template. While you're over there, look at all the services that we offer. Lots of great interview prep, lots of great application review. Everything you need to be a professional pilot is right there at my website, spitfireelite.com/podcast. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next episode.